morning, YouTube. In case you all did not know, my name is Ashley and I have intentionally put on 10 pounds since starting the carnivore diet. So in this vlog, we'll talk a little bit about why and how I've done that. We'll also talk about body weight in general, so gaining and losing weight, both ends of the spectrum, in the context of a carnivore diet. But first, we gotta get our angel wing lift in and have some good bump and plattas. Let's get going. The roles in this house are as follows. I am the female, the traditional female. I do most of the laundry, I do a lot of the dishes, I do most of the cleaning, like the vacuuming, as best as I can. And Ashley is the man of the house. She takes out the trash. Just very traditional roles here. So anyway, I didn't get to say good morning to you this morning because Ashley likes to go and do the introduction outside while I am doing the laundry. So good morning and welcome to the vlog.
Hello, yes, it is I, Queen Marshmallow. I doze off on my throne that I sit at all day long like queen-like tendency and stuff. I got my nails trimmed because I is a queen. These are my peasants. I is angel baby, but you just boo. I like eating beef and stuff, and I was an angel yesterday, and I am a good angel today.
Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Gus. I've been working on my titties. I've been bench pressing. Gotta show the ladies my big old chest muscles, alright? Yeah, hope y'all have a good day, okay?
I get lost inside my thoughts, and when I start to think, oh, the time how close it starts to end up on the brink. I tried so hard, but all these scars, they cut so deep I bleed. I fell so fast from heaven, it's like someone clipped my wings. Now I'm falling, and I can't see the ground. Can we stop this gravity? It keeps bringing me down. I can't breathe, and I don't wanna die. Can we stop this gravity? 'Cause I don't wanna say goodbye. I laid awake just begging to let go. I almost got to suicidal thoughts, but you stepped in. An angel sent from heaven showed me how to live again. Now I'm falling, and I can't see the ground. Can we stop this gravity? It keeps bringing me down.
Alright, so we want to sit down and chat a little bit about a misconception about the carnivore diet, and this was fueled by one of the comments that we received from the doctor's episode, where the woman said, you know, they're probably feeling so great because they're in such a big caloric deficit and they've lost a lot of weight by eating only meat. That's false. We've gained weight, and we'll talk later about why we've done that, but we wanted to kind of talk about both sides of the spectrum and how carnivore diet can be used to gain weight and also lose weight. So you want to start with like tips for losing weight?
Yeah. So a lot of people, many experiences that we've heard from some people is that they come to carnivore and they start gaining weight and they don't know what the heck is going on. They kind of maybe came here for weight loss, but they're experiencing weight gain. So right off the bat, one should consider, like, okay, what state is your health in? Is your body needing these extra nutrients and these extra calories? And is the weight gain a good thing for healing? Is it going to provide you with extra nutrients to heal from the inside out? Always consider that first. If you are coming here and you're like, no, I don't have like I don't need to be gaining weight. I need to either maintain my weight or lose weight. Well, ultimately, carnivore itself is not a magical weight loss pill diet. Like, that is not the case at all. Likely, people who do see rapid weight loss are seeing it from inflammation reduction. So they're losing a lot of water weight, they're losing a lot of inflammation, and they're seeing the scale go down.
And eating a lot of meat is very satiating, so therefore they could be consuming less calories than they were consuming before coming to carnivore.
Yes, but in itself, carnivore is not a magical weight loss diet. All diets, all losing weight comes down to being in a caloric deficit.
There are other things that matter.
Yes.
But calories also matter. They are
Calories
important.
still matter. The other things that matter are like the state of your metabolism, the state of your health, how much
Hormones.
activity, hormones, which being in a low carb ketogenic diet does amazing things for, and it's actually very excellent for weight loss. But it is not like, you can't just like eat more fat and expect to lose weight. Calories still matter. So if you've come to carnivore
and you want to lose weight,
and
let's talk about
you're
specific
gaining
tips.
weight and you're not in a place that you need to be gaining weight, here's some things to think about.
So on carnivore, you're consuming fats and protein, right?
Those are your macronutrients.
Macronutrients. Would suggest taking a higher protein approach. So eating leaner cuts of meat, not adding additional fat to your plate like we do with raw beef suet. So what are some of the leaner cuts?
Leaner cuts would be like sirloin steaks. If you maybe take off the fat trim, you don't have to though. Round steak. Boy, this is like unusually challenging. Stew meat is usually pretty lean. What else? In general, like
chicken,
poultry. Yeah, chicken, poultry,
pork loin,
turkey, light meat. Those are all pretty lean cuts. So if you are not meaning to gain weight and you are gaining weight, you might be eating too much fat.
which honestly will just add up to too many calories because fat is calorically dense.
So that could be coming from the cuts of meat you're choosing, or if you're adding exogenous fats to your meals like raw beef suet, beef trimmings, may not need to be doing that right now. So just take a note of that.
But would suggest experimenting, because we've noticed working with some clients that some people who go lower fat, it messes up their hormones, especially females.
Yeah.
It seems like males can take a higher protein approach and not see as many negative side effects. So would experiment. You can still lose weight and eat high fat. Like, that is totally possible. It will come down to limiting your caloric intake. So if you can still consume a lot of fat and limit your caloric intake, that's a totally fine approach to take. Keto Savage actually takes that approach. He still remains super high fat, like 80% fat, and he's in a caloric deficit.
Yes. Okay, so that's one camp. And then there seems to be another side who say that I came to carnivore and I keep losing weight, I can't gain weight. Like, how do you gain weight on this diet? I need to at least maintain my body weight. So to these people,
y'all can't hang. Y'all can't hang with these girls.
Put some more food on your plate and eat it and finish it. I understand that meat is more satiating and that you have to chew it and that takes a lot of work. But if you actually need to gain weight, or you want to bulk, you want to put on muscle, you want to improve your physique in that way, you need to be eating more. And that, like, you have to finish the food on your plate at a certain point.
If you are someone who says, I can't gain weight on carnivore, I want you to run an experiment. I want you to add 150 to 200 grams of raw beef suet every single day. Come back and report whether you've maintained or gained weight.
Okay, don't do that right off the bat. If you're like a little bit of a smaller human being, you probably don't need to be adding that much beef suet every single day.
But essentially adding fat, which will allow you to add more calories, which will give you more energy, because fat is an energy source.
Yes, and so it's basically the opposite of the people who want to lose weight. Add in more fats. Add in more fats, especially if you are somebody who's struggling with eating enough.
Yeah.
Fat is more calorically dense, so it's 9 grams of calories per gram of fat, as opposed to protein, which is 4 grams of calories per gram of protein.
Yeah.
So it's going to be easier to rack up the calories while consuming less.
Yeah.
So that is a route. So what you could do is go with the fattier cuts. Don't trim off the fat on the steak. So go with the chucks, go with the ribeyes, the T-bones, the New York strips.
Pork belly is super fatty.
Oh,
Eat
yeah.
your bacon.
Go for beef tongue. It's like almost equal parts protein and fat.
Sweetbread is super high fat.
Yes.
And
there's an option.
If you don't like raw beef suet, that's totally fine. There are other options of fat sources that you can add. So you can eat a bunch of raw egg yolks.
Yeah.
Or try raw Iberico pork fat from White Oak Pastures.
Oh my
I have not met anyone that hasn't liked raw Iberico pork fat.
Let's explain this. So raw beef suet, we have an entire video dedicated to that, which I'll link right here, is It's chewy and it will stick to like the roof of your mouth.
We love the texture.
I love it. Some people don't like that though. It's got a pretty bland taste, but you can salt it up. And it's like, it's wonderful. But if you don't like it, raw Iberico pork fat is totally different. It doesn't have the same chewy, stick to the roof of your mouth consistency.
And that's because it comes from Iberico hogs. I talked about this in one of our last videos, but Iberico hogs have a diet that's high in nuts, and so their fat on their body, pigs are monogastric animals, so what they eat is what their muscles and body becomes. So their fat is high in oleic acid, which is omega-9. So that's similar to like olive oil. So therefore this fat has like a sweet olive oily taste, and it has a much different consistency than raw beef suet. So try that out if you are looking for a fat source to add more calories on a carnivore
very
diet.
easy to eat a lot of that.
Yeah.
Eat a lot of that.
Yeah.
You can also do beef trimmings. You can also be cooking your food in things like butter or tallow or ghee. So there's always an easy way to add more fat into your diet.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about why we have gained weight
And our experience and how we've done it at a good pace.
Yes, we've intentionally gained weight on carnivore, and that's because even though I won't do a bodybuilding show, I guess am a bodybuilder because I want to put on more muscle.
She really should. Let's all petition. She's excellent at posing.
Y'all gotta help me with posing.
I'm gonna insert some clips right here.
Okay, then y'all gotta help me with posing. But we wanted to build more muscle, so therefore we have to be in a caloric surplus and be training hard in the gym. And carnivore has absolutely allowed us to do this. So we have added a lot of fat into our diet, and that has given us more energy in the gym to just keep pushing ourselves. But we've done it at a good, comfortable rate. So I've gained about 10 to 11 pounds in about 10 to 11 months. So about a pound a month, which is really comfortable for me, so I don't see a drastic weight change. It's always a little mentally challenging, and we'll do another video about how to like accept this more. But you don't have to just pound down a bunch of calories, like way over your maintenance. Suggest maybe trying to find your maintenance calories. So maintenance meaning like the calories that you can consume and you won't change your weight, and go slightly above.
Slightly above, and then if you still aren't gaining weight, go up a little bit.
Yeah.
And then like just recheck maybe once every week or 2 weeks to see where your body weight is at or how you're feeling.
Yeah.
Or your energy levels, and then keep going from there. I've had the same experience. So since going carnivore, I initially went carnivore at the end of my bikini bodybuilding prep. So I needed to gain weight. My initial response to going carnivore was weight loss. So I had to keep upping my calories, and it took me a very long time to find an amount of calories for me that was allowing me to put on weight at a good pace. But I did get there. And just to clarify something, we said we add a lot of extra fat to our diet. That's true, but that does not mean that we eat low protein either.
Yeah.
For putting on muscle and
honestly, high calorie.
Yeah, high calorie. You need to be eating a good amount of
protein.
At least, I would say 1 gram per pound of body weight.
Absolutely.
Yeah, especially if you're very active in the gym and you're lifting weights, I would recommend that. And the benefits of carnivore is that this protein is the most bioavailable protein, and it's extremely high quality. And so since shifting our focus from just random protein powders and using plants as protein and switching it to meat, high quality protein, like it's almost a joke at the difference in how much easier it seems that we can put on muscle. Like we struggled for a very long time trying to put on muscle, but it's probably because we weren't absorbing most of the protein.
I've put on more muscle this past like 10 or 11 months we've been on carnivore than I ever have in my life. We'll put 2 images right here, starting carnivore and then where I'm at now. I took this photo a few weeks ago.
Oh yeah, we've had a pretty good experience.
Body recomposition.
Yeah.
So we've put on weight, but it's been in healthy places. You're of course going to add fat. You can't just add muscle.
But I would argue that putting on weight on carnivore is like probably the optimal way to do it.
It's like a biohack.
It's on, like, okay, it's not a biohack, but it's incredible. I feel like my body is now responding to the foods that I'm eating in the way that it's always wanted to but never could, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And it's really empowering. It's awesome. I do not feel out of control with my body, out of control with my eating habits. I feel excellent, and it's just a message that we really need to share with people.
So we are right now in a caloric surplus, so we are trying to gain weight, and we'll probably stay in this state for another month or two.
Yeah, until late spring.
And then we will cut for the summer, and not for like egotistical means, but just to show off our muscles that we've worked really hard for this past year. So I'm super excited about that, and we'll of course share our entire cut journey with you all.
So if you guys want to bulk with us for at least another month and then start a cut with us, we'll document that entire process and how it goes for us on Carnivore, and we can do it together. So stay tuned for that.
It is now time for us to go to a meeting to help you all, about a resource to help you all with cutting or gaining weight. So stay tuned for that.
Something. So a lot of people ask, like, what do you guys do? Well, she's still in school, and we like to say on the side, we are entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
So we are entrepreneuring something right now, a very helpful resource that will allow you to really find out, you know, where you should be if you're trying to cut with your diet, what you should be doing if you're trying to gain weight with your diet.
Don't get any more deets.
All right, so
Stay tuned.
stay tuned.
But one last thing, we want people to submit to the Joe Rogan podcast.
Oh, this is very important. I'm gonna get close. Very
important.
So we did not feel like we had a fair chance on the doctors to share a lot of our story, and a lot of the clips that we filmed got cut out.
Yeah.
And Ashley and I are on this mission to share this way of life because so many people in our generation are going plant-based, and that we just do not believe that is optimal. And if we can help anybody work through their health issues, that is why we are here.
We really want to connect to our generation to help them see animal-based could lead to an optimal way of life.
Yes.
And I think does lead to an optimal way of life.
And so our goal is, since Joe Rogan had success in the carnivore diet and he now sort of promoted it, our goal is to get on the Joe Rogan podcast. And so I'm going to put a link in the description below where you can submit a form and request our name to be on his podcast as a guest. Please do it.
We would go on with Dr. Paul Saladino, and we just want a fair chance to share our story because we feel like we weren't given that chance on the doctors.
So please go and fill out this form just to, I mean, who knows what's going to happen, but if we can get on that show and share what Carnivore has done for us, what it could do for so many people in our generation, and change some lives, that's the goal. All right, one more time. Link in the description below.
Help your sisters out.
Go to that link. Right, please have Strong.Sistas on your podcast. Thank you. God bless you. Whatever is God for you, bless you.
We gotta go.
Thank you.
All right, so I'm out here on our front porch taking photos of a beef brain and a beef liver, and y'all will understand why soon enough. But my neighbor walks out and goes, "What you taking pictures of? Where do you even begin?"
We didn't have much time to do fun vloggy stuff for the rest of this video, so instead it's an OMAD type of day, just one meal tonight. We didn't have time to eat earlier, but I think we were actually just talking about this. It's really cool that we can go the whole day fasted and like unintentionally have an OMAD because we're too busy and don't have to worry about food because our blood sugar is not going all over the place and we have control over our cravings and we're in a good state of ketosis.
So our days don't have to revolve around food.
Yeah,
we can fit in food when we need
used to be this way. Like we used to plan our days around eating like, all right, I gotta eat this time.
I gotta eat every 3 hours.
Yeah. And then even when we were doing like keto and stuff, we still paid more attention to like the fasting window. Carnivore, we don't do that at all. So today, OMAD type of day.
So one person.
Yes, beautiful meals. So on the plates, we have our Strong.Sistas seared chuck stick. We've got a half of a carnivore tortilla and some scrambled eggs, 2 scrambled eggs here, and then we've also got 3 over easy. We've got some seared beef liver, crispy chicken feeties, wiggly jiggly bone broth per usual, and then you can already guess we've got a side of fat, so raw beef suet.
And then the Iberico we were talking about, so the raw Iberico pork fat from earlier.
Very delicious. So we're gonna eat this meal right up. Nom nom nom. Oh, weird nom nom.
And come zoom in here.
Oh yeah, it's time
let's eat, yo. And we'll check in with y'all tomorrow morning.
I'm so sorry about this, guys. Camera's going crazy. Check in with you tomorrow. Until then, subscribe, like, and
behave like an angel.